I'm Megan.
And we are going to show you the basic fundamentals for what you need to clean your rifle. All right, let's get started with the basics. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to show you the 3 basic parts of a firearm, gun safety, and how to take your bolt out of your rifle. After that, we're going to show you the basics of how to clean your barrel and how to make sure you can put your bolt back in safely. All right, let's get to it.
Okay, so first off, let's go over the parts of the firearm. This is the stock, this is the action, and this is the muzzle or the barrel. The most important part here in cleaning is the action. So the action fires,
Loads,
and ejects. And when I pick up my firearm, the very first thing I want to do is make sure that it's clear. So I'll open the action, check to make sure that there aren't any cartridges inside, and now that I know it's clear, I can proceed with cleaning my firearm.
All right, so now that Megan has made sure this firearm is safe and empty, I'm gonna double check to right behind her, and I see that it is safe. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do next is I'm going to make sure I put the butt of the gun on a sturdy surface. You can also put it in the crook of your hip there too. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna remove the bolt. So lots of different rifles have different types of ways to eject the bolt. On this rifle, there's a button here that you're gonna press down while you pull the bolt out. And something to be very careful of is to make sure you pull it straight down. So I'm gonna go ahead and push it slightly forward, push my button down, and come right back with my bolt, just like that. So what you wanna make sure you do with your bolt is put it down on a surface and lay it flat, and don't mess with it because the firing pin is in the bolt and you do not wanna drop the firing pin in the bolt. After that, I'm gonna put my rifle back down and we are going to talk about what we need to clean this rifle.
Okay, so the first thing that we're going to need to clean our firearm is some sort of cleaning kit. This is a relatively cheap and easy one that you can purchase from any of your sporting goods stores. It includes a rod that you can put together. It also includes brushes as well as pads. So the only other thing you'll need is a bore cleaner or a solvent and some REM oil. If you want to get more in depth into your gun cleaning kits, there's some nicer ones here that also have the same components as the regular cleaning kits, but these also include pads for shotguns as well. So some of the other items that we'll need, including our gun cleaning kit, is going to be a bore guard, which will go inside of where our bore is to help guide where our rod goes. At the end of our rod, to keep our pads on, we have a jag that threads in. On the pads, we can use bore cleaner. And then we also have nylon brushes that we run after our pads. The reason why we're using nylon is because this particular cleaner will actually eat your brushes and we don't want that to happen. So we also have REM oil here for lubrication after we're done cleaning our gun.
All right, so there is a 3-piece screw rod that you can use, or you can get real high tech with it and buy your own individual 3-foot or 4-foot long cleaning rod. And what I've already done is I've already threaded this chrome jag into the very end of the cleaning rod. So what I like to do is I like to just dab a little bit of our cleaner, and what we're using is Vortec ink, the Eliminator bore cleaner. And I'm going to firmly press this onto the jag, because if you don't put it on enough, it will get stuck, and you don't want that, okay? So after we do that and it's nice and secure, we got our cleaner on, we're gonna go ahead and thread it through the bore guard, and we're gonna push it nice and firm through the end of our muzzle or our barrel. And we are going to go ahead and we are going to push that through. And be patient, don't try to push too hard, don't be, kind of rough with it. Take your time. Your gun could be just kind of built up with some debris in the back here. There we go. And it's gonna push all the way out through the end. And the trick here is you're never gonna wanna bring that back through the end of your muzzle. You are gonna take it off here, and look at how dirty that is so far. Like, that's pretty dirty. So we do one of these first. We're gonna pull it back nice and smooth. Make sure you have some room here. Our bore guard came out with it, but that's all right. And as you can see, I wasn't rough with it. I took my time with it. I made sure that I didn't damage my action or my muzzle, my barrel. And also, this is still on. So now what we're gonna do after we do that one pass, we're gonna screw this off, and we are gonna go ahead and take our nylon brush, and we are going to screw it on, and we're gonna take a couple passes, about 10, depending on how dirty your rifle is, and we are going to scrub that through, break off some of that gunpowder, any of that residue from those cartridges, and we are going to give it a good scrubbing. So it goes down there, and where you're really gonna meet resistance is right where it's gonna go into the end of that. So you're gonna see it come out here. I see it right here. I'm gonna come back, and I'm just gonna go back through it again. Taking my time, come back all the way out. We're gonna go back in, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna continue doing that for a couple more passes. So then I'm gonna bring it back out. All right, and then what we're gonna do is exactly what you think. We're gonna take this off, and we are going to put our jag back on, and we're gonna run a couple more passes down the barrel. So that brush is supposed to break off all of that hard residue that was broken, well, it was stuck on there, hard to get off. Don't put your jag on upside down like I just did. And you're gonna screw it in again. And again, you're gonna put, you can put, sometimes I will put more solvent on it initially when I'm going back in again, but eventually at the end, I am gonna wanna do a dry one. And don't be afraid to really like soak this white pad here with that cleaner, because it's gonna help lubricate it, get it down the barrel easier for you. So we're going down again. It's gonna be a little resistance right here, but once you get through that, just having patience and taking your time, working it in. It's gonna get through that resistance. I know. It seems harder than it is, but I promise you it's not. We're coming through the end of the barrel here. And then again, wow. That gun is dirty, and that's why you brush it and you go back through. It looks dirtier than it was the first time. So we're gonna continue doing this again, and we'll come back on right when it's coming up nice and white. All right, so we have done a couple passes at this gun, and we have finally come back with a patch that is pretty clean to my liking, to Megan's liking. And this is what your gun should look like after you've passed it through. It should be pretty clean. As you can see, like here are the many patches that came out. Wow, I'm pretty ashamed of myself. But as we ran through more, it got cleaner and cleaner. As you can see, now it's got a little bit of stuff on it. And then this, second to last. And then finally, a little more wider. So that is good. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out our rod. All right. And we're gonna take out our bore guard. And now what Megan's gonna do is she is gonna show you guys how you should properly put your bolt back into your rifle. And she's gonna show you something important first to do with that bolt is she's gonna spray it with some rum oil.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bolt, and I am going to take my rum oil, and I am going to lubricate the top part of it, not around the firing pin or past the bolt. No, what is this called?
That's the handle.
Oh, fine. The bolt handle.
The bolt handle, yeah.
Alright, I'm just going to spray it on this side, flip it over, spray it on that side. So we are good and lubed up now. Now pick up my firearm. Again, I have my button here to release the bolt. I'm going to hold that down. Insert my bolt. Gently kind of wiggle it around, make sure it gets into track. Once it gets past a certain part here, I can release my button on the side. It's now locked into place, and I can close my action. All right, once I have my bolt back in place, I want to make sure that my action is working properly, so I am going to work the action up and down a couple of times to make sure that all the parts are moving properly and closing and opening correctly. And everything looks good. So I will leave my bolt open and I am done cleaning my firearm. Other than that, I probably just want to wipe everything down to make sure I get any remnants of oil or cleaner that's on the outside of my gun to make sure it doesn't corrode.
All right, guys, like Megan said, you want to make sure that you're doing a safety check on your firearm after you have just disassembled it, making sure that the action was working properly so that something doesn't happen to you if you take this firearm out on the range and something could happen. So making sure all the pieces are together, making sure that the firing pin and the bolt didn't drop, making sure that it is still going to be working and working safely. Other things you want to think about when considering cleaning your firearm is maybe you want to wear gloves. Me and Megan didn't wear gloves, but we were okay with not wearing gloves because we're going to wash our hands right away. And that's another thing you want to do after you clean your firearm is you want to make sure you get that gunpowder off your hands. If there's lead, you want to make sure you wash your hands right away and clean the area too as well. Some other things we were just talking about is what products you use to clean your firearm are 100% up to you. We use this product right here called Vortec, and it's called the Eliminator. This is a really good one. It really broke down the gunpowder and the copper and the lead that was in the muzzle, in the barrel of the gun, the action. And let me tell you, it really took quite a lot of those to get this gun clean. So that's a really good one. Good old one, traditional one would be Remoil. That's a really good brand. One you've probably seen multiple times, can't miss it with the green and yellow bottle. And just other things you guys want to invest in if you are going to be seriously building your gun collection is you're going to need bore snakes. You're going to need different pads. These ones for this rifle seem to be almost a little bit too thick, as you saw me kind of struggling trying to thread it down. I might want to do a little thinner one. And sometimes too, and don't get worried, they could get stuck halfway through, but all you got to do is just run the rod through or get a bore snake, which we can show you guys too if we have one, and you can just pull it through and pull it out with it. Megan, anything else we can add?
I don't think so.
All right, you guys, this is a very basic gun cleaning video. I hope that this helps you. If you have any other questions, if you want any further details, please let Megan and me know. We would gladly be able and happy to help you. All right, guys, stay safe out there. We live to hunt another day. Bye.